Hey everybody. I'm back for another review of Ready to Love. Um, I just want to say if you're watching this, thank you so much, one, for the view, but also if you subscribe, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you haven't, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. So, Ready to Love, Season 9, Episode 9, Tommy's Getaway, Part 1. I said two parts of this shit. Can we just get to the end already? So, I just want to say this. Vanessa looks great in the confessional, that new look. I mean, she's a pretty woman anyway, but I like that on her. That makeup was nice. It was giving like Rihanna Moroccan palette. I know because I bought my mother that for Christmas one year. So she checked, I have to give it to her. She checked Chaz about the way he's been acting, and she's waiting for him to prove himself. And that conversation in the car. And honestly, Mika kind of got it started by asking if you think any of the connections are possessive. She knew what it was. She is so messy. So Maya is looking to get to know LaRon a little bit better. Maya, I like you. I didn't realize Maya was as young. I don't know why I missed that. Because she's only 30. But I think she just is so much more mature than a lot of these men, which unfortunately is the case for black women in the dating game. That I just thought she was older. She's trying to get to know LaRon a little better. Maya, and I'm saying this, girl, because you are beautiful, you are gorgeous, and sometimes really pretty women and smart women just incur the resentment of the worst kind of even what they think is the best kind of man. And so some days we may feel like, he's okay, but let me tell you what LaRon is. And I don't dislike LaRon. I like LaRon. But Maya, he's a one-nighter. He is. And the problem with him is I can tell you right now, he's not adult enough to just let y'all be a one-nighter. Y'all got drunk. He was cute enough. He's the kind, he'll get addicted after once, and he'll think he's your boyfriend and be begging and everything else. Don't do it. I'm just telling you. I can tell LaRon, who is giving constantly Gerald Levert. I'm just telling you. It's his type. All right, he's that type. I mean, Chaz is walking around flirting. Chaz, I'm not here for it. This may be the most attention you've gotten in a long time. And Chaz isn't ugly. He's not that cute to me either. He's the kind that him being nice and respectful makes all the difference in terms of how you perceive him. I can see why people think he's sexy because his body's on point. But right now, it's not looking good. So they all run to get the rooms. I hate the idea of grown people fighting for a bed. That's some bullshit. But okay. Vanessa didn't care. I don't blame her. Fighting for a bed is whack as hell. I'll find some place to sleep. Rashina, as always, girl, you a team player. And you can tell Rashina is fun. But at the end of the day, I don't think any of these men deserve her at all. And honestly, I just don't see chemistry with Rashina and any of these men. I really don't. Rashina is the kind of person that you'll be on a job and she'll be somebody that's there longer than you because you the other sister in the office, which you know is rare because you know how people be acting. Black people get funny with other black people. But she'll come and check on you, make sure it's okay. Once she gets to know you, tell you about all the motherfuckers you need to watch. Rashina gives me that vibe, and that's why I like her. All right, anyway, Tommy's ass shows up on the boat. Nothing could have been more scripted. Anyway, LaRon said he is rethinking about the amount of work he's putting in, but only because the women are doing the elimination. LaRon, I can't even believe you made it this long. Okay, I can't. So Chaz talks about Vanessa, and he says when she's angry, she gets short and she gets quiet. Vanessa is so mean. Like I said, I do not like getting angry and shouting at somebody and having a lot of conflict. I don't, and so I kind of shut down. And some people can deal with it, some people can't. But it's who I am. Because I will not, and maybe at times even to my detriment, fight over a fucking man. Because I mean, I have seen women fight over a man and get them. I don't know if it's worth it, but I will. I just, for some reason, I have never been able to do that. I think it looks so stupid and it's so beneath me. I mean, I can say that from the time I was in fucking high school. I just refused. You can have them. I just couldn't. I'm telling you, even if I cared about them, if I loved them, if I have to go home and cry for 6 months, I will. But I be damned if I fight over a fucking man and let you know I'm willing to fight over him. Fuck that shit, okay? Um, at the point in which I have to fight for you, you're a piece of shit. It's one thing to flirt a little bit. It's another thing to be sucking strawberries out of people's mouths. Anyway, and I would have been over there at the bar too, Vanessa. But the fact that he knows that when she's angry, how she acts, did say to me, Chaz is paying attention. And they spent enough time together to kind of see each other in different moods. But you got to act like you want it. But Chaz, take your grown ass and act like a grown man and fix it and get your game up. Damn, you 47 fucking years old. You closer to 50 than anything else. You the oldest one there. You acting like you like 21 in college. Oh, all this temptation. Anyway, it's not, I tell you right now, he's 47 and not married. When men are 47 and not married, it's different than women being 47 and not married. There's a series of things that are held against women, so on and so forth. It's not because he lacked choices, because women will settle down and even settle. It's because he plays around. I'm telling you right now, that's why. And plays these little stupid games. At 47 years old, you don't know what the fuck you want? Anyway, this setup, just having all these grown ass people in one house is messy as fuck. Okay, so Rashina is me. You asked me to get in the water. It's a hell no. Okay, the cleanest or the dirtiest. I can't swim. I'm not trying to figure it out in natural water. Anyway, they have a group meeting. And LaRon is good as a person for a night of drinking and playing Uno. And you know, maybe if you decide to let him get lucky, fine. But that's about it for LaRon. LaRon is the most immature of the group and lonely. And calls himself calling a meeting for ground rules. I was confused by it. I said, since when does LaRon have pull in a group? So LaRon starts off by going, nobody's married. I just want to lay some ground rules so we can have a good weekend. Nobody's married. So people don't need to be getting salty because they see other people talk, this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay. Is this at Vanessa? Because you know the camera went over to her. All right. People shouldn't have alliances to get rid of people. And I was like, what is LaRon talking about? Thank you, Rashina, for asking the question. Because you know when people talk around it, they usually are thinking about something, but they don't want to start no shit. But you know, LaRon, he'll get it started. So Rashina goes, are there alliances? Did I miss that? LaRon was mad as fuck. And all of a sudden, he starts bringing out the way they did Koshia, and y'all gonna get rid of LaRon's fiance, all this other stuff. And he said, I had the messages from William and the rest of the crew, the, what's his name? I want to call him Eric Will, and the other cornball Jonathan or whatever. LaRon was pissed. Let me tell you something. He is going to be mad. Gerald Levert is going to be mad until he can be with his boo Koshia. Because right now, I just feel like he winded down the time for the camera for some dumbass reason. LaRon, you and Koshia met and y'all jailed. Y'all had an argument that night. Koshia ain't here for the shit. But y'all like each other. And I like that for you. Because let me tell you something. LaRon is really going up for Koshia and she ain't around. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. He liked to flirt, but he, you know, whatever. Then Alonzo was like, what's in these texts? When did this happen? Who's in the group chat? And that's what I was thinking. I was like, Alonzo, I think just felt like, oh, all this shit was going on. How did I not know? And, you know, and that ain't no good feeling. All right, so it's making Maya look at William sideways. And the way in which Maya acted, and she was kind of turned off by William, made me think that maybe Maya had other indicators or had heard whispers that turned her off from William. Like, this may have not been the first time she had heard it. Because typically, if you hear something for the first time and this is somebody you think you've gotten to know, I don't think you typically react like that. And Maya doesn't strike me as somebody who just lets other people tell her what to think. But I think maybe LaRon's behavior may have confirmed the hell. She may have heard it from LaRon and may have seen the text messages. But the way she reacted said to me, there's more to it than that. LaRon has come to collect. I'm sorry. And I laughed at it and I was loving it this episode. Because LaRon just going to ride this thing out. But he going to get his crawfish before he go. That shit had me dying. So I would have lost respect for William too. Getting back to Maya. She was like, how are you going to let another man tell you what to think? I cannot respect a man like that. I will never forget this time in college. I was at this pool party. My friend, he had asked me to go to this pool party with him because his friend had got a new apartment. I knew his friend or whatever, so whatever. I wasn't swimming as usual, but I was looking cute or whatever. And I remember I was sitting at the table with another girl who had transferred from Hampton because her boyfriend went to Morehouse, right? So they're, talking like couples do, and we're just having like, a chat or whatever. And I remember seeing another guy who was also somebody I knew. It was like that kind of party. And the guy that I knew was kind of dressed in he was always one of those kind of well put together people, and he had on some kind of like expensive kind of loafer, but it was like a swim shoe. Whatever. It was a nice outfit, but that was the kind of person he was. And I remember her boyfriend looked over there and was like, "See, you see that thing that let's just call him, I don't know, what should call him. Let's call him Ben or something. You see them shoes Ben has on? Those are the kind I want. Like, see, I love that kind of look or whatever." And I was just like, I remember in my mind thinking, I will never have a man like that. I don't ever want a man looking at another man talking about how he wants to look like him. And I know what some of y'all are thinking because it's Morehouse, maybe, but that really wasn't the impression I got. It was like a man who don't have a mind of his own. Like, that was so unattractive to me. And granted, he wasn't trying to be attracted to me, but I was like, ooh, girl, how you with a man like this? Anyway, moving on. So I'm saying I can understand why Maya felt that way. So Justin and Mika take the jet ski. It was cute until Justin effed up and they fell off. They fell and Rashina got off that fucking float. All because she's... And let me tell you something. Rashina, you my kind of girl because I don't take them kind of chances. It didn't even affect her, and that's what made me laugh. So if LaRon tells us that he feels like there is a narrative that he is a party boy one more time, like, Ninja, you gave us that narrative, and you kept doing it. And then you got mad when it got brought back up. Boy, bye. Anyway, both LaRon and Maya want two boys. Something in me is, okay, not usually, is bothered by men that only want sons. And I think it's because I guess I worry about how they truly feel about women in general. I'm not saying that people don't have preferences, because people have a tendency to prefer male, children anyway. But I don't know. Something about that. It'd be different. He says, well, boys run in my family. Like, the female gene in my family is very heavy too. Like, but I don't know. So Patrice gets on Chaz about not having her number. Patrice was like, I gave it to you at the first mixer. And he was like, oh, I didn't save it. If she gave it to you, motherfucker, you didn't want it. Okay? Stop playing with me. So Patrice is clear they need to talk and get to know each other. Patrice is very beautiful. I like Patrice. But something is kind of giving to me with Patrice in particular, trying to jump on the Chaz train. I think Patrice is in this, not necessarily like Alexis was, but still kind of to win. Because I don't really think she wants Chaz like that. I think she likes the things that he has, and she can see them linking up in terms of like their kind of careers. But I do think she's attracted to Alonzo. I think she may be attracted to William. I think she likes Alonzo a lot more than she's willing to admit. And I think she just wants to keep herself in the loop. That's what I feel like she's doing. I don't really think she cares what Chaz wants her. I just don't. So Chaz claims he's never dated multiple women at a time. And it's a lie. I don't believe a man at 47 hasn't done that. It's very hard for me because of the way he's acting. He seems very good at flirting. And I could be wrong. I'm probably not, but I could be. Anyway, at this point, I think Vanessa might stab Chaz in his fucking sleep. She a little too quiet. She a little too observant. And we're close to the end. I can totally understand why she's pissed. Like, bruh, cut it out. You should not be all over the place all of a sudden. Now that there's less men, now you feel comfortable kind of exploiting the small. I don't like that. But Vanessa may just stab you. Anyway, Mika and Justin are talking about the jet ski fall. Mika says she's mad about it. Let me tell y'all something. Mika is spoiled. Mika gives me bougie. Mika gives me. I told y'all before. I think Mika likes professional athletes or wants some celebrity. She's kind of in that mix, and then get put on another reality show as her kind of job. Like Mika is very pretty. She's gorgeous. She doesn't have to really work hard for a man, so she has her pick. So I mean, she's on this reality show, but Mika's dating life is not gonna stall. Okay, if anything, more men now know she's in that area and gonna want her. I don't think Mika walks into anybody's restaurant or bar or club and has to wait for a man to come. I just don't see that. And I think she knows that. And I think that's why she's sitting back. I also don't think she wants to fuck with any of these people real hard. I don't. And I don't blame her. These people have very little to offer her. I mean, her and Chaz even holding hands at that point. I think Mika was just flirting. I really don't think Mika's in. I think Chaz is a little too proper and nice for her. That's just me. So LaRon is drunk and he's talking about how he wants to be Maya's man. Maya just, I could tell, did not believe it. And I don't blame you, girl. You're too smart for that. Probably because he brought up Koshia, okay, which was why he was setting the ground rules. Based on kicking off any motherfuckers that fuck with his boo. But you gotta respect that. I'm sorry, I gotta respect that. And I remember thinking it was weird that William was like, I can't believe LaRon's still on it. It's kind of, he's going too far. And I remember thinking, yeah, he did. But I felt like, but he also did it for good reason, right? At the same time, he wasn't wrong to be pissed. But I understood it at the time, like where William was standing, but whatever. So William is having a tough time, though. He said he's taking care of his family, especially his father. And you could tell he looked like he was about to cry. And he's trying to stay strong for his family. And he was confiding in Patrice. And Patrice was like, you're a human being. You need to let that guilt off and make this a chance to practice your faith. And even when people say words like that to me, I'm the kind of person, you can be saying the exact right thing. If I think you are full of shit, or there's a lack of empathy in it, it means nothing to me. And I'll just say this, and I like Patrice, but I understood what she was saying, but something about it seemed kind of insensitive to me. It didn't seem like you were attempting to be empathetic. Sometimes being supportive of someone you were not with yet, sometimes you don't need to give people religious instruction. And I say this as a believer. I just don't think you need to. Sometimes you just need to tell somebody, I'm praying for you, and support them by listening, sit beside them, maybe hold their hand, hug them, and just kind of, and when I say sit with them, sometimes somebody just needs somebody just to be there, not even doing a whole lot of talking. And I think that may have been a more appropriate way to handle it, but that's just me. So Rashina says, how does it feel to be the man with the box? LaRon was like, not the box, that was me. And she was looking at Chaz because he was at the head of the table. And LaRon took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, the box? What? I think Vanessa likes him, but she is not going to let him play her. And I actually think she's liking him a lot less. And I would too, because I'm one of those people, if I don't respect you, I can't like you. I can't. I can't, because I don't like people I don't have respect for. That's just me. So Tommy shows his corny ass up on day 2. The ladies have to go and deliberate. So the ladies put Chaz on blast. Patrice, Rashina, Vanessa. Was it one more chick? Mika's kind of, I don't think she's feeling Chaz like that, but whatever. So they bring up that, they all kind of feeling Chaz or whatever. And, Rashina was like, he sent me a good morning, beautiful text. He's doing the right thing. And Mika's kind of over there in the corner. Like I said, I don't think she's checking for Chaz like that. She was like, oh, really? She let her talk. She let Vanessa talk. And she was like, because I got the same text. So he's texting us all the same thing. And I was like, no, you're not good at juggling women. And you're getting caught and you forgot this shit is on camera. And Vanessa was like, look, he's my top connection. Vanessa finds Chaz's indecision unattractive, and I think it is very unattractive, especially since he's 12 years older than her. Period. All right, so Rashina says she just sees Alonzo as the homie. I agree. And But then LaRon goes on the chopping block. LaRon should have been gone, honestly. And this is not a disdain at this point. He won his boo Koshia. Stop playing with us. Mika says William has a lot going on. Vanessa says she doesn't have the tools to help William, even though she has empathy for him. I was honestly hoping they would kick Chaz off for playing with all of them. That to me would have been a game fucking changer. Why did Tommy call him out like I called my kids out in class when one is talking, I'm trying to explain something. As Vanessa was giving like Alonzo, LaRon, and William their little piece. I was like, damn, he called you out like a kid. And I'm sure it was edited, but Chaz put his head down just like one of my it's like, what? And I'm just wondering, do they feel stupid every time they clap when Tommy shows up, when they get ready to try to put people off? I agree with William. When William said that if people find what he is dealing with to be too much, then that is not my person. I completely agree. And I think Vanessa is probably the best person to do it because I really don't feel like when Vanessa talks, I don't feel like she's being mean or trying to hurt people. She, will communicate clearly her particular feelings to that particular person. But I don't think she would let somebody go with kind of like that nastiness. And that's why I think she's good. But William is absolutely right. And I don't think it's appropriate, like, Vanessa said it in a nice way, but her and Mika to say he has too much going on and his father is ill. He has 3 kids. To me, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And then they tried to play with us and didn't even let us know who was eliminated. LaRon just want his crawfish so he can go home and talk to Kashia about everything that happened. Anyway, I will talk to y'all soon. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Have a good weekend. Bye.